friends, welcome back into Old Mountain Bricks. Today, we just finished up the Parisian Restaurant, the Lego Modular Building, set number 10243, containing 2,469 pieces. This was released in 2014. One of the next in the series of the Lego Modular Creator line, I think just known as the Modulars these days. They include things such as the Jazz Club, Boutique Hotel, and the newly announced Natural History Museum. But this is one from a little less than 10 years ago that is still exciting to have in the city. And we're going to take a detailed look at it. We're going to do a speed build and give you my thoughts on that. And then we'll take a look at some of the details found within the set. And make sure if you did enjoy this video that you hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe as it helps the channel out. And we have some great content coming your way. But let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, and here are all the bags for the Parisian Restaurant. Comes with 4 number 1 bags, 6 number 2 bags, 4 number 3 bags, and 4 number 4 bags. Because back in the day, they didn't number each individual bag. It also comes with a plate and a light bluish gray base plate. And of course, the instruction manual. But let's go ahead and start this speed build and take a look. But let's go ahead and start this speed build and see what it's got. And of course, first thing we start out with is the Mills plate and a bunch of tiling here. You can see we kind of put the name of the restaurant into the tiles as we do that. And then start tiling out the inside and start putting the kitchen together. There's a lot of fun details putting that in there with like the turkey and other fun builds and drawers and such. And then you see the minifigures off to the side. And then the olive green bricks start flying up the walls here. And we start putting everything together and adding a few more details in the minifigures and the exterior stairs. And then we start putting some of the windows in, and those pillars out front and curtains were some fun mini builds to put together. It was kind of interesting seeing how the stairs do kind of all go outside of the building. And then we kind of start with the canopy and some of the details and vegetation. And then we kind of put the details out back like the dumpster and the rat there. And then we kind of start on to the second floor. Of course, no tiling up here, but we got a nice fireplace and a chair and the bed and everything, a little kitchenette. Some basic chair building techniques, nothing new, but it was fun that the windows were also inset, and then we continue with the exterior stairs, and then it's on to the third floor, and we go ahead and start with that. It's kind of a little bit interesting because it is kind of an angled situation that's going to be. So we start putting those last details together. Of course, the famous clam and croissant combos out front. Then we finish up by starting to put the roof together with those blue alternating slopes, and then we put this thing together. So let's take a closer look when it's all finished. Okay, and you can see the Parisian Restaurant here. We're just going to look at the exterior first and then kind of go at floor by floor. So let's just take a look kind of starting at the top here. Definitely some interesting techniques up top using kind of these white croissant pieces and the shell, of course, kind of an iconic part of this building over time. Just showing some of those details of how all of that comes together. And of course, kind of like the blue style roof with those slopes kind of alternating and makes definitely for an interesting texture. Next, the olive green. That is kind of a unique part. It is coming back again in the Natural History Museum that's coming out later this year. But this was kind of more of a unique set before that, having some of this olive green color that we really don't see in too many sets these days. And out front here, you can see just some of the details of the dining area for Chez Albert. The restaurant there, it is kind of, Parisian meaning Paris, meaning France. And that's kind of what this restaurant is kind of based off of in that part of the world. You can see the standard lamp post outside. I believe this is one of the first ones where it is now elevated above the sidewalk rather than sunken in like some of the previous modular buildings. Still no jumpers or anything out front yet in the series, but eventually that's coming. But right here you can see some of the details. I love all the vegetation that's used throughout, especially these sword pieces. I believe that was a kind of a new technique at the time. Of course, in this modular building, it is all print pieces with the Chez Albert there, and then this little menu right in here, if you're able to see that. See kind of the clear door in there. I'll take the first 2 stories off in just a second so we can get a better detail and let some more light in there. But I do enjoy how this one actually has a little kind of stair area right here that you can kind of lead up to this like elevated dining area and up to kind of the back where you can see some more vegetation and some more places to sit. These lamp posts with the yellow, which again I've been using those kind of clear yellow heads for my city, which I'm going to replace
this one, but I like how they did that here kind of throughout the set to kind of show the glowing part of the lamps and such throughout the set. And here is the back. Again, we do put it on the Mills plate, of course. Nothing too crazy back here. I did use the light gray like the base plate was, but you have kind of like the vines going up, the famous mouse in the trash can here. It's hard to see, but we've got some cheese slopes in there. Then there's this dumpster here, which has got some like hot dogs in it, some bones. Again, a little hard to see, but just gotta believe me that all that's in there as far as trash is concerned. Kind of studded down. And then we have a number of doors kind of leading out to the back, as you can see, kind of 1, 2, 3, all different parts of the building. And then over to the side. That brick seems a little out of place, but I get it. And in here, these are like fan elements, which was kind of fun to build if you saw on the speed build, just multiple of those, but it gives it really nice texture going along. And then a nice chimney kind of going up the side here. But let's take off the top. Okay, now that there's some light coming in, you can kind of see the inside through the front. And then if you look right inside, you can see kind of how it's kind of put together where this remains, but you can see some of the details. This is where the minifigures are already placed, like the chef. He's got a big turkey in there and all kinds of fun details, pastries and drawers and plates. The kitchen build was actually a lot of fun to do. In here, you can see like a little wine or like bar section. That was also an interesting build as it's pretty integrated into the wall. It's not something you really take out. It has a lot of snot technique, but also integrated into the wall. And then in here we have kind of the famous scene. This is like a proposal scene in here with kind of the ring and the two folks there getting together. Then I really enjoyed these curtains and how this part is tiled off and all of that, but with the studs kind of the front door representing like a different area. And of course the other minifigure kind of hidden in there is the waiter. So if I recall, I believe this comes with 5 minifigures in total, including these 4 here, and then this lady out here that has like the moped or Vespa that they can drive around. So let's go ahead and put the second floor back on here. It is just jumpered in spot. And you can see it's got all that kind of fun details there with just a little door that leads to a balcony that you can't really get to. And then this kind of fun bed where it kind of folds up. Forget what that's called. Let me know in the comments if you know. And then you've got a fireplace kind of on that little swivel chair. And then kind of a front-facing balcony. So a nice little place, I guess, for the chef or somebody to live with a little kitchenette right here. And then you can actually get up to the 3rd floor of this. It's not just kind of a hidden roof. It's got its own door you can open and head on in. So let me see if I can pop this open. This just kind of folds back just like this. You can see it's a nice little art studio. Again, kind of with like a fire piece here that you can open up like that. And then nothing really over there as far as I can tell. And that just folds up just like that. And that's basically the overall of it. But I think it's an iconic looking building. But the Parisian Restaurant is just a classic looking modular building. I love the color, the contrast of the olive green to like the dark blue. And just having a restaurant in the city just makes sense. You know, some things these days, like the jazz club, you know, it's not something a necessity, but you always need restaurants. And this is something I think this building captures beautifully and still holds up and has some good modern standards, some modern techniques, even for something that's almost 10 years old now. I think it shows its age in a few areas with some part restrictions, but overall I really like how all of this comes together. Again, a lot of doors in this set, which just makes for fun storytelling later on, especially when we add it into the city. But let's go ahead and finish this up.
All right, and I think that's just gonna about do it for us today. Make sure, again, if you did enjoy the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and all that. Share with your friends as we continue to grow the community. And make sure you stay tuned for the next video, as we do intend to place this in our Lego city, maybe shuffle some things around and see what else we can do. But until next time, thanks for coming by Old Mountain Bricks today. Have a good one.